Good morning.
Good morning, my friends. Today is indeed a good day. I can love you and be your friend, even if we think differently, believe differently, act differently, look different, or come from different places in life. You are welcome here. With that in mind, let's get our day started together. Let's slow down together each morning to contemplate valuable precepts and how we might apply these in our thoughts, words, and actions today, and how they might grow into practices, habits, and even ways of life, so that our life's example is rooted firmly in core values that are a benefit to ourselves and to all around us. Good morning. This is a wonderful Wednesday morning. I realize that each of us woke up with different circumstances, different situations that we're in. And you may or may not, at this moment, think that this is going to be a wonderful Wednesday. You may be facing a new challenge that lies ahead of you, that seems insurmountable, or that seems like it's a burden. So each of us has challenges ahead of us today. There's not one of us that doesn't have a challenge. So I think today's precept, today's concept, today's treasure is very valuable to all of us, and it is courage. As always, it matters for us to understand what we're talking about. If I'm talking about courage and you understand it as one thing and I understand it as another, we may not be aligned. We may not be on the same playing field. So I like to dig into the concept, dig below the surface. So I would say that courage is not the absence of fear. In fact, courage coexists alongside fear. Fear, in fact, provides us the opportunity for courage to rise up. Challenge, risk, and fear are that fertile garden where courage can spring up and show itself. And courage is an attitude that reaches beyond the fear. Each of us face challenges. Each of us will face something unexpected or something that seems beyond our control. But what we can control is our attitude and our perspective. We can decide, we can make a decision that we're not going to let the fear and the circumstances and the challenge and the risk stamp us down. But we're going to walk through it. There's a book that I read. It's the boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse. I think something like that. And the boy is talking to the horse, and he says something like, "I don't know how I'm going to get there. I can't see the way to get there." And the horse says, "Can you see your next step?" And the boy says, "Yes." And the horse says, "Take it." See, courage is not some grandiose lack of fear. It is not some emboldened, prideful person saying, "Yes, I will get to the end." Courage is being wise enough to realize there are real challenges, there are real risks, there are things that are worthy of fear, but deciding that we're going to take that next step and then take the next one. Courage is about who is in control. I want to let that sink in. Courage is about who is in control. Am I in control of taking that next step that I know that I need to take? Or am I letting the fear or the situation keep me from taking that step? Courage is about who is in control. Courage isn't just about knowing and seeing and having the vision and the plan. Courage is about, are we taking the step? It's about, will feelings of fear and anxious thoughts and circumstances of challenge rule over me, or will I rule over them? It's a decision. The courageous man isn't a fool who fears nothing, but a courageous man is one who has a purpose, vision, and direction that he won't allow fear to crush. Fear crushes way too many of our dreams. Fear crushes and steals way too many things from us by getting us into a position of inaction. Take that next step. I looked at quotes from men that I could find on courage. And you don't have to agree with the men in every instance. And all of them aren't men. When I say men, I mean people, right? Men and women. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Nelson Mandela. I bet he faced many times where there was valid reason for him to fear, for his life, for his family. Courage is the resistance to fear, the mastery of fear, and not the absence of fear. We have to get past this idea that that courage is an absence of fear. No, it's the mastery of it. Us seeing that the fear is the opportunity. I take my daughter and we ride roller coasters and all kinds of. We're coaster enthusiasts, and through her whole life, when she faces the next bigger, scariest coaster, she's afraid of it at first, and she's not ready. And I don't force her to ride them. I encourage her. I let her know, remember how good it felt when you were afraid, and then you rode the other ride, and then it became your favorite. And she thinks about it. And at some point, she decides, okay, I'm ready to try this one. And she is afraid of that ride at that moment. Even when she is choosing to step into the fire, to go on that ride. And then we get on it. And that first hill or that first trick will scare her. But we start screaming and laughing and enjoying. And she masters that fear. Now that's an analogy to our lives. There's things that we're fearing that are open doors. That if we would just walk through it, the next beautiful, wonderful thing that's better than the last is ready and waiting for us. Each of us must confront our own fears, must come face to face with them. How we handle our fears will determine where we go with the rest of our lives. To experience adventure or be limited by the fear of it. There is so much adventure in life, and too easily we may get used to the complexity and the regularity of doing the same thing over and over again. You can find this when we stay in a job too long because it's comfortable and it's safe, but we're not growing. This has happened to me before. I didn't want things to change, but I needed things to change. I needed to be challenged in a new way. I needed to be thrust out into a new opportunity to grow and to have new adventure, not just the same old boring day by day comfort. Comfort, the idea of comfort and safety is the fallacy. To reach out and live life and have the adventure is the reality. Don't let fear keep you from the reality. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Let's avoid the suffering. Let's break the chain today. Let's choose to see fear for what it is, an opportunity to be courageous, an opportunity to experience new adventure, an opportunity to feel that same feeling that when we look back and we remember when we overcame that last fear, how much joy that adventure brought into our lives. My friends, I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. I'm looking forward to it. I know that each of us will face things that are a challenge, things that will stretch us and bend us, and it is not going to break us. It's going to prepare us, and it's going to send us into the new great thing for us. I love you. Have a wonderful morning. Feel free to reach out, and hope to see you again soon.